Gone are the days when you could just throw in content in your online courses and call it a day. In today's world, just having content and video lessons alone isn't enough. What really drives transformation for your students is community. So friends, in this video, I'm gonna share with you why community isn't just a nice to have inside your online course, but it's the missing piece that results in an increase in your engagement, completion, and transformation. And stay tuned because I will also be talking more about Mighty, the top community platform that I recommend for course builders out there. Because let's face it, we're all feeling a little exhausted from so much content overload. Can you feel it? Because I definitely am feeling exhausted from a lot of it. And I truly believe that community drives value and connection for our students. And this could just be the missing piece for our online courses. So let's talk about the problem first that I see a lot as an online course creator and strategist for more than 6 years now. And that is, creators think more content equals better courses. If I could just add more modules, more video lessons, or should I create more PDF downloads? But here's the thing. As I mentioned, the problem we're facing is AI plus information overload. Anyone now can type a prompt into ChatGPT and Google or YouTube and get endless information. And that means that the barrier to knowing something is lower than ever. But in all honesty, that's overwhelming, right? And there's too much content out there to digest. And so that's why our second problem is isolation and no action. So when students are left alone to absorb information from mostly DIY online courses, they often lack accountability, they lack motivation, and even the sense of belonging that helps them actually apply what they have learned. Without that, it's so easy to stop showing up. And that leaves us then with a huge challenge, the engagement crisis. Many studies have now shown that online courses without community have very low completion rates, often just around 5 to 15% for self-paced online courses. But when you build a learning environment where people feel connected, then the story changes. Because as data shows, courses with active communities see 30 to 40% higher completion rates than those without it. So yes, having quality video lessons and resources and a well-structured curriculum in your course is definitely crucial. Don't get me wrong, but it's only just the beginning to driving real transformation and connection. Using the power of community, you're not just adding value to your students, but instead, you're also changing the game on how they are learning, how they are engaging, and how they are being rewarded. And I believe that Mighty is the top community platform for engagement, and shortly I'll show you why. But first, let's break down why community matters. Number 1, belonging and connection. When people feel like they're a part of something, like they actually belong, they're more likely to learn and complete your course. There's a concept called social learning theory, which in simple terms states that people learn by observing others. In other words, people learn better when they see other people learning too. For example, when you watch someone take action or share their progress or ask a question that you were so afraid to ask, something in your brain goes, if they can do it, I can do it too. And more than that, it also adds, number 2, accountability. When they see others do the work, celebrate wins together, and someone even gently holding them accountable, it motivates them to keep going. Especially as humans, we tend to care a lot if something's at stake. So in this case, if they know that someone knows whether or not they will keep their promise or did the thing that they said they are gonna do, then they're most likely to actually take action. I don't know about you, but that's, for me, my personal experience. When I would take online courses, the programs that really mattered a lot to me and that really changed my life are the ones where I had accountability, where there was someone, a student in that program as well, who were asking me questions like, did you do the live stream that our coach said you should do? Did you do this or that? And that would kind of give me good pressure. And so I would actually do that thing even if I feel lazy or if I feel scared or if I just don't want to do it. But because there's accountability, I did it. Another thing is recognition. So when you, as the course creator, recognize what they are doing, when you show up, when you view their content, when you celebrate their progress, when you engage with them, when you answer their questions and engage with anything that they do, that they want to celebrate, it matters a lot to them. So I'll talk more about how Mighty automates these things for you. Number 3, value and perceived worth. When you have community, your online course will have an increased perceived value. And so therefore, you can price higher because your course has more value, has more support, has more transformation in it. Because a community can make your course feel more valuable, not just because of the content, but because of the ongoing support and feedback that they are going to get and the network that they are going to build. Now, one thing to note as well is that people pay attention to what they pay for. Because you might be asking, Myrra, should I still have a community inside my course if I already have a free community where I'm hosting it in a Facebook group or a Discord channel or a Slack channel or things like that? And for me, I really do believe that paid communities, the ones that are included inside your program and your online course, are more intentional. You're putting out more intentional stuff and content and strategy inside it as compared to what you're putting out inside your free community. And another thing is that your students have more skin in the game because they've invested their money and their time in their transformation. And because of a concept called sunk cost fallacy, they're more likely to show up inside the community of your online course. Because the fact that they actually invested money in it makes them feel obligated, if that's the word, to get their money's worth. And that leads them now to showing up more often to justify what they paid. And this is a good thing for you because that means that now they have more commitment. And so for you, you can offer deeper support that will actually help them get to where they want to go, get to the desired transformation that they have. So that includes coaching calls, office hours, expert Q&A, monthly trainings, exclusive announcements, and bonus resources, and so much more. At the same time, a paid community is a great way to earn recurring revenue as well. And so when done well, a paid community isn't just a nice upsell to your course, but it becomes a huge factor that adds to the transformation that your students will get. Okay, so now that you know the missing piece that makes your course truly transformational, you're probably wondering,
how can I make this happen, Myrra?
This is where I want to talk about the top community platform, Mighty Networks, which is honestly the most thoughtfully designed platform I've tried when it comes to community-based learning, which is why I can't help but talk about them. And you know me, friends, I don't really recommend tools that I don't believe in or use because I always want to give you honest, real recommendations because your course matters, your students matter, and the way that you bring people together matters. Mighty Networks is a platform for building communities, courses, memberships, and even events, all in one space. They power more million-dollar communities than anyone else, and they're trusted by creators like Marie Folio, Jefferson Fisher, Matthew Hussey, and more. But here's what really makes them stand out for me. They're actually built for connection. Everything inside Mighty is designed to bring people closer together. And as a course creator and strategist who understands the value of community and people taking courses side by side as powerful tools that truly make a learning experience transformational, that mission really resonated with me. And so I did my research because obviously I don't just want to recommend a platform ever so randomly to you. I want to make sure that they're actually effective. And so I love that when I did my research, they actually have the numbers to prove that their platform works. And so as I said, when I did my research, I learned that creators who made the switch to Mighty have seen things like up to 168% more daily engagement when they paired their course content with guided conversations and communities. And another crazy fact I found is that 59% of monthly active members return weekly. What I found interesting though is that Circle and their other competitors doesn't even report this number, and for large communities with 500 plus members, Mighty Networks averages around 33% monthly engagement, while competitors like Circle reports 20% for their large communities. And so things like that really matter to me because, as I said earlier, the benefit, one of the greatest benefits of having communities is having to engage with your core students and with your members inside your communities and making sure that they feel connected, that they feel seen, that they feel like they belong. And so I'm going to share with you my personal experience using Mighty. From the moment you sign up for a trial, their UI or user interface walks you through what your community is all about. So from the topic to key features, and I think the experience looks amazing that you can even select the color to see. And then when you land in your Mighty network, they have an extremely helpful setup checklist right there. They also have a searchable admin, which is great because there's a lot you can do here. I initially actually thought this is a bit overwhelming for me because there was a lot to look at. But after a few clicks, I realized it's actually very simple and clear to navigate. Everything is organized, intuitive, and they have tons of walkthrough videos that make setting up your community feel easy. The biggest game changer for me, pun intended, is Mighty's gamification features. They have features like badges, streaks, automations, and even fun rewards. And as someone religiously using Duolingo for my French language learning, this feature, or rather these gamification features, really made me smile. For me, it personally makes learning feel a lot of fun, and it's perfect for keeping our students engaged all throughout. I've used many course platforms for me and my clients, and I can honestly say that each of those platforms have their pros and cons, and you should really do your research, and you should really make sure that when you use a platform, it's all based on your needs as a course creator. But personally, for me, Mighty is honestly the most interactive and community focused so far. And so again, there are a ton of course platforms out there, but if you truly want your course to feel more alive and more engaged, especially if you're like Monica in Friends and you like being a hostess, you like hosting events, and building communities is your strength as a course creator, then I truly believe that Mighty is an amazing option for you. Their own data shows that community makes course creators like us, like my clients, like you who's watching this video right now, more successful, with member-to-member engagement as their number one predictor of success. So friends, if you want to explore Mighty and you want to see how it can support your community-based online course and program, then I put the link down below so you can sign up for a trial. You can go to myrakate.com/mighty and it will redirect you to their sign-up page. And you can also use my code MIGHTYLAUNCH. I'm gonna put it in the screen right here so you can see, to get $100 off their courses, business, and growth plans when you buy or when you sign up for them annually. So now you have the understanding and the knowledge of the impact of communities. You also have the platform. So now let's talk strategy so you can have big results. So how do you really design an online course so that community isn't just an afterthought, but a powerful integrated part of your student's journey and feels unique to your brand? Strategy part 1, blend DIY plus community. Remember what I said in the beginning of this video? DIY content is not enough anymore. So I encourage you to think of your online course in 2 parts. First is your DIY course content. This is your structured content with all your videos and lessons and resources, action steps, PDF downloads, etc. And these are what your students can access and can learn from in their own time and pace. It also matters if you're dripping them or if you're releasing them, for example, 1 module a week or 1 lesson per day. It really all boils down to how you've structured the learning experience for them. And this is where your students learn your method so that they can get to their desired outcome. And then there's the second part, the community layer. This is where the power of social learning happens. You can use your community again for accountability, for coaching, for connection, for additional support, and for making sure that your students are actually applying what they learn. And as I mentioned earlier, Mighty is also really great. They give so many ways to automate connection, recognition, and engagement so that you can buy yourself back sometime. And this combo of DIY plus community ensures that your students don't just consume, but they do. That is the most important part. And your community is their reminder that as they're learning, as they're going from point A to their point B, that they don't have to go it alone. Strategy part 2, structure your community with intent. So I'm not just gonna leave you without any actionable steps. So here are a few concrete features that you can include in your course community to make it really transformational. Number 1, magical first experience. As soon as your student enters your space, your course portal, you wanna make sure that it stands out, that it makes an impression. They should have a clear idea of what they need to do and where to find things. And this is where you could use Mighty's checklist feature and create a beautiful landing page that includes a welcome video to navigate your community and your courses. Second feature, monthly themes. So based on the topic of your course, you can now pull different themes that are relevant and insightful to your students. Supposedly, these are complementary to their learning journey. So let's say your course is a 12-week fitness course for new single moms. You can then choose and decide on 3 monthly themes where you will center your topics around for a certain time. So, for example, inside your course community, it could be that month 1 or weeks 1 to 4 can be all about fixing their diet and learning more about nutrition. So let's say that modules 1 to 4 inside your program, your DIY content, is teaching them all about diet and nutrition and all of that. And your community is a complementary aspect of your course where your coaching calls and your engagement prompts and your polls are all about diet and nutrition as well. And then month 2 can be about working out or exercise, strengthening their body. And month 3 can be about building sustainable habits so that they can continue to be fit. That includes maybe sleep, hygiene, and things like that. Feature number 3, weekly calendar. Once you have monthly themes, you can then decide what regular touch points you will host inside your community. So these can be the following: weekly coaching calls, prayer or reflection calls, office hours, Q&A, co-working sessions, expert trainings, and many more. Then you can schedule these out in your community spaces, as these can create rhythm, consistency, and space for real-time engagement for your students. And feature number 4, daily engagement prompts. So you see the pattern from monthly to the weekly touch points to the daily prompts. So I just want to remind you that a community isn't built on one-time events only, where it's only going to be active every time there's an event. No. You want to make sure that your community is active, and you want to encourage engagement and connection among your students by adding engagement prompts. So how do you do this? You can use polls or questions, like asking them, what's one win that you have from today? Or assessments that sound engaging, like grade your skill in blank. These little prompts don't just keep people showing up inside your community, but also help you gain some insights on what kinds of content you can keep on doing or providing for them. Simply because if they tell you what kinds of questions they have in terms of, let's say, a specific lesson inside your course, you can then create a content on that, an expert training on that, bring in another expert, and then have them create or host a workshop or webinar on that. Or it could be that you create a YouTube video for that would lead people to your online course. So really, there's a lot of ways to go about it. And you can even automatically award people a badge or points when they answer one of those daily polls. This is now creating an awesome feedback loop. And feature number 5, challenges. Challenges are such an awesome way. So your course could be a challenge in and of itself. So for example, your course could be structured in a way where they're gonna get one lesson every single day for an entire 30-day journey. But you could also, inside your course community, have separate mini challenges. So those challenges are such an awesome way to get your members to apply their learnings, to take actions that may be difficult to do on their own, and to achieve new goals that they didn't think were possible. The best part about challenges is the way that they accelerate your students' transformations. They're almost a guaranteed way to make sure that your students have wins. A small win or a big win. A win is a win. So for this, you can definitely check out Mighty's People Magic Profit Masterclass, which I will link down below. So if you want to explore creating courses and leverage the power of community, then go ahead and click the link in the description box below to sign up for Mighty Network's free trial. And also use the code MIGHTYLAUNCH to get $100 off their annual plans. So friends, my question to you is, have you started integrating communities inside your online courses? What do you think about community-based courses that you have already enrolled into, or maybe you have already experienced? Because for me, I honestly have great feedback in the courses that I've taken where community is very active and engaged, because it adds a lot of transformation than just having to go through like DIY course content. And again, as I said, there's a lot of information and content out there already, and we just don't need more of that. What we need to make our learning experience transformational is having accountability, having additional support, having mentorship and coaching. And so hit me up, comment down below your thoughts, and I'll see you in the comments. And if you like this video and gotten value from it, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button below to get more videos just like this. Like and share this video, and if you want to learn more about the overlooked ways that you can make money with your online courses beyond just sales, if you want to really truly leverage your online courses and make it a truly profitable offer in your business, then click the link here to watch that video next. And as always, keep the faith, know that the best is yet to come. I'll see you in the next video.